John Clay, Amycel Sales Director in Europe. Thank you for this opportunity to ask you a couple of questions, and I want to ask you about Amycel new strain Excalibur, with what we just came up to the market here in Europe. Tell me a couple of words why it's new and what it promised to growers.
Well, it came about because the whole world is having a problem with pickers, and people are looking for picking efficiencies by management of people or by robotics, but nobody thought of, can we do something with the strain? So our guys, literally, we've got a number of PhDs in the US who are working on trying to make a mushroom easier to pick. And like everything, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince. And they did. It's found a new strain, which is a great-great-grandparent of Triple X and Phoenix. Excuse me. And what they found when they crossed it, it had the super quality characteristics that Triple X is well known for, but it also had this thicker base, thicker stem, more solid stem that the Phoenix is well known for. And the two together means that we have less chance of clumping. I won't use the word clusters, clumping, where it's a lot of separation required. And this strain, yes, will need some separation, but significantly less. And you get super pick rates, which is what everybody wants.
Definitely is probably the biggest problem now in all the world. All the world is picking laborers for picking mushrooms, and if this new strain will help with this, it will be very useful for growers. My question is, what tests Amycel already did? And I know that we already use this strain in United States for quite a long period of time. What now we have in Europe?
Well, in Europe we started, I won't mention customers' names because that's not for this discussion, but we've had it in a number of compost plants in Poland with very successful results. We've had it in Ireland and we've had it in England, but mainly the tests have been run in Poland, and we have a huge amount of data now on yield, pick rates, and little tweaks that maybe need growing. Not necessary, but like everything, if you learn how to grow a new strain a little bit differently, you get significantly better results. And guys, we're here in Poland this week to learn those tweaks for the whole of the Amycel team so that they can spread it to all their customers.
Can you share with us how much better results is in terms of picking rates?
Well, in picking rates, and in these figures sound too good to be true, but they're backed up by data from growers across a number of farms in Poland. But the yield is plus minus the same as white strains, yeah? Around the 34 kilograms per square metre. But the picking rate has been a minimum of 5 kilograms an hour better. Minimum 5 kilos. Which is huge.
Yeah, so it's like 25% to normal picking rate.
Yeah. And the hours that you don't spend doing the separation at 12 kilos an hour, you can actually spend at 30 kilos an hour picking more mushrooms, so you need less people to pick your farm. And there's a lot of people around the world who are not picking third flushes. Some people are not even picking second flushes because of the availability of labour. Well, if you find that if you grow Excalibur, you can actually satisfy the farm's picking requirements with less people, and that's huge. And I'll give you, for instance, as to the success of Excalibur on our own farms in Monterey. Up until December, it was just being trialled everywhere to make sure that we were happy with it. But about 10% of Monterey's white mushrooms was on Excalibur. January is 25%, February is 50%, and March is likely to be 75% of our white mushrooms in North America will be Excalibur. And we produce nearly 3 million kilos a week.
Yeah.
Sounds too good to be true, eh?
Yeah. Very good. And recently, in the end of last year, most or even all of spawn suppliers increased the prices for spawn. Will Excalibur goes with the same price as you famous triple X, or it will be higher price?
We're not expecting it to command a premium like heirloom, because it's better, but it's not significantly better than heirloom was with all the traditional browns. So we're not looking for a premium, we're looking for a similar pricing structure.
When it will be available for compost yards for growers?
It's available now on special order, but it's not generally released because we don't want to. We want to make it fresh. We want to make sure it's looked after. We want to make sure that the representative, the Amycel representative, can educate, or that's a bad word, but help with the assistance of growing to make sure that the results are what we want, and so that people will slowly learn how to grow Excalibur. The differences are small but important.
Those differences comes to pinning, or
Well, what it is the higher the quality of any mushroom, the harder it is to pin. So you just need to be with Excalibur, maybe start a little bit lower on the CO2 level, and towards the end of pinning, just pull the pins a little bit more so that you encourage them out. Otherwise, you'll get that effect of the leader mushrooms will suppress the stagger in the crop, and we don't want that to happen.
so when grower starts to use Excalibur, do you suggest immediately start to cool down a little bit more aggressive, or to start with the same technique they use?
No, currently what we're saying, and it depends on casing type and compost types and environment, but is generally to start the cool down pinning at about 500 ppm less CO2. But at the end of pinning, so day 4 or day 5 of what your pinning regime may be, just to drop the humidity a few percent to pull those last pins out of the bed. So it's just a small tweak. And if you can't do that, if you're growing it in a house with browns, or you've got mixed houses of triple X and Phoenix and Excalibur together, it's not important. It's not that important. You'll still get some of the benefits. But what we found with heirloom, when that came in, if you manipulate the growing, you get fantastic results. We're finding similar with Excalibur. Small changes will give you even more results.